What is up, y'all? It's your boy Redbeard Ben coming back to you with another episode of Skybounds. And look what we have today. The best way to start an episode is to make some moolah. Let's start with these mashed taters because we got a lot of them. Slash sell hand. We're starting at 480,000. That's 1.8 mil. Another almost full inventory. Another 1.8 mil. We're going to go with flesh pies next. Then after that, we'll do the chicken noodle soups. Flesh pies are going to net us another 1.5 mil. Chicken noodle soups are going to be another 683K. This is a new recipe, roast pig. It takes cooked pork chops and apples, which we get from our animal farm. We're going to do a nice little sell hand on that, and that will get us another 500K. That's pretty darn nice. We got some fur hat and some croutons. The fur hats will get us a nice 800K. Croutons, not going to be anywhere near as much, but we'll sell them regardless. That is 90K, and then we also have a bunch of minced beef over an inventory. So that's going to get another mil. And then this will get us another 84K. So we are all the way up to 8.6 mil. And if you also saw in the chest, we got a few ancient runes to open from mining. So we're going to open these real quick to start the episode as well. We're going to go ahead and do that. And from all those openings, we are going to receive, we got 3 iron ore seed slivers. How many is that? 8 coal ore seed slivers, which is enough for an ore seed. 2,500 experience. This repair scroll, 14,000 stars, and another repair scroll. So we're going to throw those down in there and see what we got. Make ourselves another coal ore seed and see if we have enough iron ones to make another iron, and we do. We're going to make another iron ore seed as well, and we're going to throw these down over here with our miner. Ba-boom. And our miner can go 3 blocks, so it's 3 this way, 3 down, and 3 up, but this is all we have for now. We have a decent amount here. We added zombies and spiders to it, so now we're collecting everything in here. And with that, what we want to take care of today is we want to start more automation, right? So we want to use these auto crafters that we have, these crafting robots right here. And we want to be able to automatically make things. So ideally, we could make we can make pot roast with our auto crafters because of the animal farm, because both of those come from there. That's probably going to be the main one. The other thing we could make would be minced beef, because we can get the steak from the animal farm and then also the coal from the miner. So those are a couple easy ones we can make. And then also if we look at farming, we've unlocked sugarcane. So we need a sugarcane farm, and then we still need a cocoa farming book, but they're so expensive, and I have not been able to find one in the Warzone or for a good value here. They don't really even sell that often. So we're kind of stuck on that as well. But the other big thing is if we go to /mining, we can see that we have now unlocked quartz. So I haven't tested how much those sell for. I haven't mined any either yet. So that is going to be another nice addition to our island as well. And then also if we go to crafting, we have unlocked chocolate bars. We've unlocked the roast pig, which we already talked about. We've unlocked nether bones, which we can now kill skeletons, but our island level isn't high enough to allow us to place spawners on our island, so we're a little slow there. And then we can also make gumballs, which is silk, scute, and sugar, which the scute we need to have turtle, which we're still a ways from. The other thing you can see is if we go to /quests, we have a quest here. It's called Speedy's second task, which Speedy's first task was to beat the spawn parkour. So the second one is to complete the farm parkour, the cave parkour, and the waterfall parkour. And as you can see in the next clip, we have already beaten the farm and cave parkour, and I spent so long in it and was not able to beat the waterfall parkour for now. So that is going to have to happen another day. But for beating the other two, we did get 2 more parkour chests that we can open. So let's go ahead and slap those open as well. Okay, and from those we got Splash Post Instant Health, meh. Stone Boots, meh. A Bleeding Enchantment Scroll, 74%. That could come in handy. Sharpness 2 book, 26%, so not great. Carrot Farming book, bleh. Blade Fury 66 could come in handy. Spider Spawner, always a plus, and then a couple more Fox Spawner shards, which if we look over here, we can see if we have enough to make some more. We do not, so we're just going to pop those in there. So another thing I wanted to do today was try to make some decent armor and sword just of iron to see what we can survive. See if we can survive in the Warzone to any degree at all. So I'm going to gather this stuff to do that, and then we are going to try to make a decent set. Unfortunately, the only iron enchant book I have is this Protection 1, so we're going to have to mess with the enchant command today. So if we look in here, we can pick the book specific to what we want to enchant. What we're looking to enchant right now is Iron Armor Enchants, which costs 5,000. But if you look, we have 770,000. So we got some to spare, so I'm just going to grab a bunch of them and then go through them, and we'll see what we want to add. Let me just grab a full inventory of them. Unfortunately, that was all pretty trash. But we do have a couple things we want to try putting on. First being this Protection 2, we're going to try to put on our chest plate. And I know it has a really high, so it has a really high destroy chance. 35% is pretty high, and a low success percent chance. But Protection 2 would be super nice to have. So we're going to try to put it on the pants, actually, and hope, yeah, it failed, so we still have the items. But we did get a few unbreaking, though, that we can put on some stuff. Let's put this on the chest. And it failed. All right, let's try this one on the chest, unbreaking 2. And it also failed. Let's try this Protection 1 on the boots. Enchanting successful. All right, so we got one thing successful. And then this other Protection 2, let's try putting that on the chest plate. Enchanting successful. So that's 2 things successful. But now we need to go and buy more. I don't want to put projectile protection. I haven't seen anyone using bows in the Warzone yet. And then these we're going to save for when we can have a kelp farm. So we're going to throw those all back in there, and we're going to buy some more books and try again. We are having a pretty terrible time here, but we did get another Protection 1. Let's try putting that on our pants, I guess. Enchant failed. All right, so that didn't work. Do we get any other Protection 1s? Protection 2 with a 6%. Might as well give it a shot. And it broke our pants, so now we need to grab more pants, which we have more iron pants to spare. So if we look more through here, Unbreaking 2, let's try to put that on our chest and hope that 10% doesn't happen. All right, so we got Protection 2, Unbreaking 2 chest plate. That one I would call good. Unbreaking 1, let's try putting that on our boots. And now we lost our Protection 1 boots as well. This is just not going well for us here. And for our sword, this is a pretty low percentage success rate, but let's give it a shot. Come on, big money, no whammies. Sharpness cannot be applied to that item. We picked a stone sword one. Great. We're just Just the smartest. So in that case, we need to buy a couple iron enchant ones. Unbreaking 2, no sharpness. We need sharpness. We're about to run out of... Would like a sharpness 2 preferably. About to run out of XP though. Here's a sharpness 2. Let's give that a shot. Come on, 41%. Big money, no whammies. Enchant failed. Oh, this is not going well. We have to start from scratch on our experience. Oh, that was all we had. Okay, so I guess we're trying for sharpness 1. That's successful, and then unbreaking 2. Come on. Is that a stone enchantment 2 as well? Okay, so we need a unbreaking for iron. Here's unbreaking 2. Let's give that a shot. It has 21%. Come on. Oh, okay, so we have, here's what we ended up with. Let me throw these books in here. Unfortunately, we can't use any of the scrolls because this doesn't have any special enchant. So if we tried, even if we tried to do one with a lower destruction potential, it's going to tell us that we can't because there's no custom enchant slots left. The only custom enchant additional slots we have are for stone, unfortunately. So what we ended up with was, if we go in here, we ended up with Thorns 2, Unbreaking 3 boots. We couldn't get any more protection. Protection 2, Thorns 2, Unbreaking 2 leggings. Protection 2, Thorns 3, Unbreaking 2 chest. And then Thorns 3, Unbreaking 2 helmet. So that's probably about as good as we're going to get, unfortunately. And then if we go, let's grab some food. Let's just go to the Warzone for a bit for this episode, see if we can get some good loot. What am I looking for? I'm looking for food, which is going to be right here. Potatoes. Okay. All right, let's go to the Warzone and see if we can either get some loot or get some kills. And actually, we have, while we're at it, we might as well use we have a sky drop. So let's use that. Let's do one thing real quick, though, because I do have a potion of invisibility. So if we go to /Warzone and we go to the main Warzone, and then let's drink our potion of invisibility, and we're going to run to the left here because I found some pretty decent spot to grab loot if we run this way. Let's make sure I don't actually accidentally get swung on. And then let's run all the way over here. Might as well open this chest while we're at it. I just like to clear out the chest because otherwise they stay there and confuse other people. And I don't know if it affects the spawn of new chests. It probably doesn't, but I just kind of do it to be courteous so people don't waste their time opening them. Risk getting killed. Just trying to be out here being a good guy in the war zone. It's just how I feel like I want to be. So then once we get over to this corner, there's usually about 3 or 4 chests in this area, and then if you go over the bridge, you can find quite a few. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to activate our sky drop. And then 30 seconds is what we have. And we're going to put our armor on and get our sword out so that we can get them after. We got to wait the 30 seconds for them to spawn, but then we're going to get the ones that we can and hopefully don't run into any diamond plate people. Although with the glowing, I'm hoping the enchanted armor is going to help scare people away, keep them from trying to attack us. Did we really not get any spawned right here? Well, that is just unfortunate. All right, let's just cross the bridge then. Hope we have better luck on the other side. Man, that stinks. But there's one. We can see one for sure, at least. So we'll grab that, see what we can get. We don't want to push our luck too much here because we do want to get out with what we grab, and we don't want to lose our armor yet. But if we see anyone with less, we're not going to take what we don't need, which is pretty much all of this, unfortunately. Not a great chest to start off our run with. See how many other chests we can find over here. Usually there's good 5 or 6 in this area, but I'm not seeing any, unfortunately. This is a bummer. Here's another one. I see 2. That one looks like it was just opened. More experience, which is good since we just lost a bunch of ours. Kind of trash. check this one up here. I thought I saw someone open this. I don't know that for sure. It might have been invisibility guy. They added invisibility potions to the shop. So it's really added a new degree of concern and danger to the Warzone because people are using them like crazy. And you can be snuck up on at any point in time because people are coming out here with enchanted diamond swords and then an invisibility potion and just smacking people to death so easily. It's pretty crazy. But for some reason, fortunately, we haven't run into anyone. We're just kind of being able to loot. We haven't gotten anything great, but there's still a couple more chests over here to grab before dipping out of here. Because we don't want to, like I said, we don't want to be too greedy. But it's hard not to be greedy when there's this many chests to open. We've recouped a lot of the experience we used making this armor already. Let's go in here. Sometimes there's a couple hidden in the nooks and crannies. But if there isn't, it's just kind of a good place to go to spawn because people don't come in here and look for chests too often, I found. Do we need any of this? We want the... Let's claim some of these notes. Let's go ahead and grab all of the claimables just so we can, just in case, just to be safe. In case someone comes up in here and starts smacking us. It should probably be a good idea to watch the entryway while we're doing all this. All right, get our sword back out and let's go back through these caves a little bit more, see what there is to see. And then if there's no more chests that we find in here, we'll go ahead and hit a /home. I don't see any more, so we're going to go to spawn. All right, and we're back in the war zone. I think what we're going to do, being around spawn doesn't seem too safe since there's people with all that enchanted gear. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go and have a random teleport out there and see what there's. Of course, we spawned right next to spawn anyway. Just lovely. See if there's any stray chests that were missed, or I really want to find some at least one person to murderize so that we didn't waste all that time making that armor for nothing. Maybe not. Maybe there isn't any. Man. Well, I'm really glad we spent the time making that enchanted armor. And wow, I'm just so happy we did that. So if we go to our mailbox, let's see what we got from spawning in that sky drop. We got, come on, cocoa beans, mashed potatoes, 33,000 stars, potion of swiftness, iron seed, potion of swiftness 2. Kind of trash, kind of really trash. Because if you see, if we look in this chest, we have tons of mashed potatoes already. So that was useless. Potions are whatever. I guess they're nice to have. Iron slivers, if this makes us enough, it would have been nice, but not quite. So whoa, that was just not great. So instead, we are going to, I'm going to show you what I have in mind for our sugarcane farm. Let's do it down by this farm. Just so I can show you what it is, and then I'll build the rest of it off screen. But it's not going to be by any means the most efficient. But the problem is in this server, if you want the credit for hitting both of the sugar canes, you have to hit the top and the bottom. You can't just go through and hit the bottom one. So without the ability to fly, that kind of limits us in our ability, kind of limits how we can design the farm to keep that from being an issue, unfortunately. So I think we're going to have to be pretty inefficient, but at the same time, given our limitations, seems like it might be fairly, but at the same time, given our limitations, it's actually probably going to end up being fairly effective for us. So let's check out what our border chunks are. Let's keep it within here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where the water is going to be, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 again, and this is going to be the other border. And what the other thing we're going to need to do is I've been waiting till we get more of our mining levels unlocked. But we need to, I want to clear out the islands because they just kind of cause problems with the farms down here because they create shadows. But we can't clear them because there is emeralds within them and diamonds and gold, and we haven't unlocked that yet. And we're still a ways away from getting gold. So we could probably clear most of it, but we can't get all of it right off the bat, which is annoying, but but it's just kind of the way it is. So what our farm is going to look like is if we come through here, let's grab some dirt. Nope, that's not what we want. So if we grab some dirt, we're going to go, oh, we can't do that. It's going to be 1 water, 1, 2 water, 1, 2 water, 1 is how we're going to do it. And then over the middle water, we're going to put a platform for walking so that we can run across and hit the top row, and then we can do it from a different angle and go run and get the bottom row, which I know sounds pretty ineffective. And eventually we can make an auto farm for it, but for now we kind of want to be able to get our sugarcane without having a hassle. So this is just kind of be a temporary fix for not having enough. Oh, that's unfortunate. And I can't get low enough to place another block, so that might be a problem. Okay, but anyway, what I was saying is what we're going to do is then we're going to go up here and put it at this level right here is where we're going to want it. And then so that when the sugarcane grows, which we can only plant right here right now, when it grows up, it's going to be here so that we can run through and just hit this top row on this platform. We just run through like this, and then we can go from the bottom side and run through and hit the middle row. So it looks kind of convoluted, but at the same time, it's going to allow us to hit everything without wasting farming things. Because if you look at our farming, we can hit 5,000 a day, and we want to be able to hit those because then it allows us to get more cocoa beans, which are going to be really easy to automate, and then more kelp, again, should be pretty easy to automate. And then just as you hit the ones lower, you get more and more. So while it's not entirely efficient, it should be effective, which is going to be our main goal. The other thing I want to do, I'll just kind of show you what I had in mind for it. But what we want, I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to put a chest here and then our crafting robot right here. So our crafting robot's going to be 1, 2. And then we're going to have a hopper with it in his head, feeding into him here with some extra chest space. And then we're going to have a collection chest over here, over the mob part right here. And then the other side, we're going to duplicate that. So we got hopper, extra storage, hopper, collection chest over here. And for this one, I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to do minced beef with this one. So in that case, we're going to have to go back. Instead of this being a collection chest, this is going to be hopper, furnace, hopper, collection chest. And then the furnace is also going to have the fuel back here. But so that way, this collection chest is going to grab all of the steak that falls from the cows being killed and put it into the crafting robot here. And then this side is going to grab all the coal that's mined by the mining robot and put it the crafting robot over here so that he'll be in charge of just making the minced beef for us to sell. And then we're also going to have one over here, a little more out of the way, that's going to collect the iron from this farming robot. And is also going to have a port for the baked potatoes going over here. And that will help us make mashed potatoes automatically to a degree. We're still going to have to mine, we're still going to have to manually put the potatoes in for now until we can get a good farm system going with our farming robots. So those are going to be the two auto crafters that we're going to want to try to get going, and I'll probably work on those off camera. But other than that, I think those are going to be two really good steps into our automation. Because unfortunately, some of these other ones are pretty. This one has to go for the silk, has to go through a crafting table here. And I don't know that they're. I mean, we'd have to do it with feeding sugarcane into a crafting robot, having that make the paper, and then feeding that into another crafting robot that meets with the spider string to make the silk. And that's all going to have to be able to feed into another one that collects the fox fur and puts it in, and then takes that silk from the paper and the string and feeds that in and to get the fur hat. So that one's going to be really kind of convoluted, but doable eventually. We're just a little cash poor right now, which is also known as just poor in general. So that's the problem with making the crafting one, is that the hoppers are pretty expensive and they add up pretty quick. So if you look at /shop and then utilities, the hoppers are 25,000 a piece. So for a full stack of 64 is 1.6 mil. So it definitely cuts into your budget to make them, but ultimately they should help you make money faster. But the whole goal of what we're trying to get right now is just get the money so that we can get into the automation process, and then that will make more money so that we can keep upgrading our island and making more of the recipes, and it's just kind of a whole loop. So that's the goal for now. I'm going to work on those crafting recipes off camera, but thank you so much for watching this episode. I'll see you next time.